How's it going, WrestleRanters, and welcome to WrestleRant edition number 36. I am your host, Bleacher Report featured columnist level 2, Graham GSM Matthews, here today to discuss last night's electric edition of Monday Night Raw. And I do mean that literally, because The Rock finally came back to Monday nights to confront John Cena. Now, before this video begins, I'd just like to excuse myself. I have been feeling a little under the weather for the past few days, so I do sincerely apologize if I come off it's a little unclear during the video. But anyways, moving on to the show, to kick off the show, we had CM Punk and Chris Jericho engage, one of the best promos that we've seen from CM Punk in a very long time. These guys brought out the best in each other for sure, and they have just excellent chemistry on the mic, no doubt, just like they will in the ring at WrestleMania 28. I've been waiting for this promo to happen for such a long time now, and it just finally came. And I mean, it came within the first 5 minutes of Raw, but I mean, that's no problem. They should have hyped it up a little bit, but it doesn't really matter all that much. At least it happened at the start of the show. And I'm really looking forward to their upcoming promos in coming weeks, see if they can end up topping that one. We also had CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan, the third time we've seen that match in the last month. That was a very good match, but it was overshadowed by the fact of John Laurinaitis and Teddy Long at ringside, GM versus GM. Next week they will be switching roles as SmackDown and General Manager roles of SmackDown and Raw. So that should be interesting. But the match was just very well done, except for the fact that it was just overshadowed by Laurinaitis and Long at ringside, which I don't think is always a good thing. And at least we had a non-finish in the match, just like we did on SmackDown. Because I'd like to save the finish for the match with D-Bry pinning Punk, or Punk pinning D-Bry in a finished match somewhere down the line where they can actually have a real feud together, which is something that would be amazing. So yeah, that was pretty well done. We also, as I just said, Laurinaitis and Long. That looks like it's going somewhere mid-card angle, somewhere going into WrestleMania 28. I certainly don't hope it's Santino Marella versus David Otunga. That would be horrendous. I'd much rather see an 8-man tag team match or something along those lines rather than a singles match. So hopefully we see something with those two progress in the next couple of weeks so it becomes more interesting, not the same thing every single week on Monday Night Raw. So we had John Cena versus The Miz. The Miz lost to Cena in 5 minutes. And for those of you that have not realized, Miz has not won a match in nearly 2.5 months. Now, last year at this time, he was the WWE Champion and indeed did main event WrestleMania 27 against John Cena and successfully retained his WWE Championship. And how far he has fallen. His promo before the match began with Cena was very well done in the fact and in the sense that he covered everything from his anger over the last couple of weeks for not losing and all that stuff, how his history with Cena, everything that happened last year at WrestleMania. So I did really like that promo, and hopefully Miz can either turn babyface or get on some new momentum on the next couple of weeks, because he needs to be on the WrestleMania card for sure. I'm just not sure in what role at this time. But that match was kind of good, Cena versus Miz. As I said before, Cena picked up the victory within 5 minutes. We had the Tag Team Championship match. That was a fun match. They could have at least advertised it. The titles haven't meant anything in ages. Air Boom was doing a very good job as legitimizing the Tag Team Championships, and so have Primo and Epico, but they've only defended the titles, I think, once since they received the titles, since they won the titles in January last month. So they really need to do something more with the Tag Team Championships, but this match is a good start. I'm glad we're not going to be seeing it at WrestleMania, so hopefully not, and then we see all these guys in the Money in the Bank, which was a bigger indication when we saw Kane return right after the match, bury all 6 competitors, and beat them all down in the process, getting his heat back. I'm not going to say I love that and I didn't hate it, because Kane didn't really need to bury those guys after they just went through a very entertaining match, but at least he has his heat back, and hopefully he does get something meaningful for WrestleMania. Not just wasted in the Money in the Bank. But you know, who knows at this point. Also, we had a promo from Eve, very impressive promo from Eve. A couple of months ago, maybe at least I think 6 months ago, I was hoping for Eve to turn heel, and I just couldn't imagine her as a heel. And she proved me wrong last night for sure with her mic skills. she is really getting over. She's probably the most heated diva on the WWE roster right now, except for Vicky Guerrero, which is really saying something. I'm seeing heels such as Beth Phoenix and Natalya garner no heat whatsoever. Then have Eve just cheat on her best friend and get this huge, massive heat. So it just tells you something about the WWE universe. But just a very well done promo from Eve. Hopefully we see something new from her in the next couple of weeks with the returning Zack Ryder. And as I was pushing on my Twitter account a couple days ago, hopefully we see something along the lines of Eve and Kurt Hawkins or Miz or somebody against Zack Ryder and Layla in an intergender tag team match at WrestleMania 28. So hopefully it unveils to something along the lines in the next couple of weeks. And also to end the show, we had The Rock and John Cena. Now, first watching this, I thought The Rock was very entertaining. He was very funny. He was absolutely hilarious. But thinking back on it and watching back again, The Rock used most of the same insults, much of the same from last year, and everything that he's been pushing on Twitter, with worldwide, everything trending. I don't know. I thought it was entertaining and it was funny, but I don't know. He just needs a serious tone going to WrestleMania if he wants to be taken seriously against John Cena, because John Cena just won this battle for sure. I mean, despite The Rock's numerous insults towards Cena that were absolutely hilarious for the most part, at least in my opinion, John Cena blew that all away with the notes written on your hand thing that he said to The Rock during that segment. I just loved everything about the segment. Extremely entertaining, one of the best in the last 6 months for sure. So hopefully we see something more from The Rock in the next couple of weeks. I don't want to see him just play this humorous role because he just wasn't at his best last night, that's for sure. John Cena won that battle in a very serious and intense promo that he had towards The Rock last night. And the excessive use of swears and whatnot in that promo, I loved it. I mean, it might not be right for PG television, but in my opinion, I thought it was great, very entertaining. So last night's edition of Monday Night Raw was most definitely entertaining, a great episode nonetheless. The action was decent overall. All the promos were phenomenal. Everything was building towards WrestleMania 28, and that could not be more excited for WrestleMania 28. And it looks like it's going to deliver too. From Punk and Jericho to Rock and Cena delivering last night. We had some bits and pieces of Daniel Bryan and Sheamus foreshadowing their world title match. We didn't have any Triple H and Undertaker, but they did show that phenomenal, excellent video package of their match last year, and various superstars and legends and divas talking about their match last year and what they expect to see this year and whatnot, all the aftermath and analysis. I love that. So, great episode of Raw. I'm really looking forward to next week and the next couple of weeks going ahead, going to WrestleMania 28, which looks like it's going to be one of the best WrestleManias in at least the last decade. So, now just on to the miscellaneous part of the show. I did receive some fan questions just today, actually, from 3 Twitter users. The first one from SCFC Jordan WWE. He asked me, what do you think of the whole Chris Brown thing? Legit or WWE thing? I personally do think this is legit. CM Punk, I don't know why he would call out Chris Brown 2.5 years after the incident when he hit Rihanna. But maybe it was because they got back together just recently, but I'm not too sure. But I definitely think this is legit heat between these guys. I'm not going to say I'm loving it, but at least they're not going to pull towards WrestleMania. I certainly hope not. That would be horrendous if they brought in Chris Brown for WrestleMania. I just do not want to see that. It's just good to get some media attention for WWE as well as WWE Champion CM Punk. And I just don't want to see Chris Brown in a WWE ring. Even if he wrestles CM Punk, I just don't want to see that at all. So hopefully they just end it there. And CM Punk, not CM Punk. Chris Brown is indeed a douchebag in my opinion, so I am Team CM Punk for this one. We had another question from the Ultimate 49er, and you asked me, what do you think about the US and IC titles being rarely defended? The IC title hasn't been defended since Cody Rhodes successfully defended against Booker T in early January, and the US title hasn't been defended since Elimination Chamber. Now, I really do think that they need to legitimize the titles. Jack Swagger is just irrelevant as champion. I thought he was going to be good as champ. It does fit his gimmick. He's just completely irrelevant. He needs to get off Superstars, get back on Raw, pick up some wins, and some solid wins at that. or at least pick up his feud with Zack Ryder again to get some heat over the United States Championship. Just so much prestige has been lost since Dolph Ziggler lost the title at TLC a couple months back. As for the IC title, Cody Rhodes has held that championship as of right now over 200 days. And if he holds that title for another week, he surpasses Randy Orton as one of the longest reigning IC champions in the last decade, which I think is absolutely historic and monumental. Could not be happier for Cody Rhodes, future World Heavyweight Champion right there. They just need to defend these titles more. I don't want to see Big Show versus Rhodes at WrestleMania over the IC title, but I did want to see Rhodes versus Rhodes. Goldust versus Cody. It doesn't look like it's going to be happening at this point, but whatever. At least we see some sort of IC title match at WrestleMania, even if Big Show's contending for it. So our last question came from Porcupine Bitch. I'm sorry, a little too vulgar right there, but her question was dream match, ? Wow, there's just a lot of dream matches I can think of. Just way too many. Rock and Cena was obviously one. We're getting that this year. Punk and Jericho was one. We're getting that this year. Personally, one dream match I've always wanted to see, not Rock. Undertaker versus John Cena at WrestleMania. We never got it. I don't think we will. Maybe next year. Who knows if this is indeed the Undertaker's last WrestleMania. We may not see it. But that is a match I've always wanted to see for years since I became a wrestling fan. We haven't seen it since Vengeance 2003, I believe, when both were in their alternative gimmicks. So that about does it for this week's WrestleRant. Now time for the plugs and whatnot. Oh, and on a side note, my music videos and dance videos and whatever I've been posting over the last couple of days, they're not intended to be good per se. I just did it just for the hell of it and just because I can. I've been in a good mood recently. I just want to post the videos. I don't give a shit what people think of me, what they think of the videos. I really don't care. But as long as they're entertaining to some of you, I do appreciate that, and I will continue to make them and publish them in the next couple of days. New video comes tomorrow on Leap Day. I hope you guys enjoy your Leap Day. Hopefully not watching NXT despite its huge announcement they're going to have. But hopefully you guys enjoy your Leap Day. It only comes once a year, so that's going to be huge. So now time for my shameless plugs. You guys can check me out on Bleacher Report, Graham GSM Matthews, for all my recent articles coming out this week and all my past articles. We're nearing 1,000 article reads overall, so I'm really excited for that. Check out my Twitter page at @save_us_GSM. So follow me. If you're not a wrestling fan, you're probably not watching this video right now, but if you're not a wrestling fan, don't follow me, because I've had a lot of problems with friends from school and shit like that, and people that know me in real life unfollow me because I do tweet excessively a lot during the week, during a lot of the WWE events and whatnot. So just a pre-warning, I need to change my bio so it reflects that. But anyways, check out my website for all the WWE TNA rumors, recaps, reviews, and more at nextdaywrestling.weebly.com. A lot of new changes coming in the next couple of weeks. Really excited for that. So check out my website, nextdaywrestling.com. A lot of new columnists coming on. Go check that stuff out. Awesome site. Speaking of awesome sites, go check out podswaggle.com. I've been starting to recently writing for them. I wrote a Valentine's Day article for them, because go check out their website. Awesome satire website. A lot of fun reads. Also check out Ring Rust Radio. blogtalkradio.com/ringrustradio. Donald Woods podcast. Donald Wood has helped me out a lot over the last couple of weeks, helping with spoilers, helping me advertise it and all that and promote it. So thanks to him. Go check out his Blog Talk Radio show, as well as check out our spoilers Thursday night, 6:30, 5:30 Central Time. We are going to be having our third huge guest in Rick DeJesus from Adelita's Way. If you don't know, Adelita's Way sings Invincible for WWE Superstars, the program that airs every Thursday afternoon, as well as the Legacy's old theme song. So go check that out, as well as subscribe to this channel for all my future videos, dance videos, WrestleRants, and all other videos. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. Get back to me on Twitter. I have a lot of new fan questions that if you guys want to ask me, tweet at me. I'll be more than happy to talk wrestling with you guys and reply to your questions here on the show. So have an amazing week, guys, and I will see you soon. I will be posting a video hopefully soon. So until then, this is GSM signing out.